The views and opinions on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of ESPN Tucson 1490 AM, 94.9 HD Channel 4, or the Arizona Lotus Corporation.
Welcome to Spears and Ali on ESPN Tucson.
Justin Spears, I like that.
With Justin Spears and Ali Farhang on 1490 AM, 94.9 HD Channel 4, ESPN Tucson. Brought to you by Tucson Federal Credit Union, the Volpe team at Nova Home Loans, and Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
I want to be entertaining, but I'm not stupid enough to compare myself to Ali.
What's good, everyone? Happy Hump Day. Welcome to Spears and Ali right here on ESPN Tucson, 1490 AM, 94.9 HD Channel 4, and the Spears and Ali podcast. Subscribe, rate, and comment today on Apple and Spotify, and also check us out on the Spears and Ali YouTube channel.
No, check us out. Subscribe, baby.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Not just look. Subscribe.
Do Justin a favor and make his life better. Subscribe.
This is my livelihood, man.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, the more subscribers, the better. So please go to Spears and Ali YouTube channel today and subscribe. We got some good content there. We've got some interviews from the past that are still really good. Like we talked to Danny Gonzalez, the Arizona football defensive coordinator, a couple of months ago. Our most recent interview that I'm really proud of is the 12 minutes we got with Evan Nelson, where we talked about a lot of cool things about returning to Tucson, Arizona, playing at the Harvard of the West, as you called it.
Yeah.
And he did confirm that.
He did. He also confirmed that I'm a better coach than Tommy Lloyd, so that was cool.
A better football coach or better coach?
And then it was just a good interview overall.
No, it was really cool to have Evan on the show, and it was really cool. I didn't get a chance to go out to McHale Center, or not McHale Center, which we are going to talk about in a little bit. But the practice floor, Richard Jefferson Gymnasium, the contingent of media here in Tucson, Arizona, got a chance to talk to Bryce James. Outside of Koa Pete and Braden Burry, is probably the most famous of the newcomers coming in, obviously being the son of LeBron James. It was cool seeing Bryce was at Richard Jefferson Gymnasium, and then all of a sudden, like 2 hours later, he's pulling up to the James house, and LeBron's posting him on Instagram, like, look who's back from college. So he went straight from practice, hopped on the plane, went back home to L.A., was hanging out with LeBron. But,
yeah, they're off for a few days, taking a quick vacation. But, look, Bryce, by all accounts, just a really good, decent, humble kid. Hopefully people will let him be. And he's probably going to redshirt this year. And the coaching staff's going to develop him.
He's not going to become the 55th pick in the draft?
No. Maybe eventually.
Yeah.
He's a talented kid, but he's gonna get some development.
At Arizona, he'll become at least top 40.
But last night at the Chamber of Southern Arizona sports rally, which we were both at, Tommy Lloyd confirmed what I've been saying. We're going to be damn good this year.
Yeah.
We're going to be damn good.
But he's like, you know what? I like where we're at, but we are going to let the results speak for itself.
Yeah. He's got there's a quiet confidence to Coach Lloyd right now that I love very much. And
but you could sense that excitement.
Listen, man,
a little bit.
I know Tommy. Tommy is not an exaggerator, and Tommy is not one to use hyperbole. He's always very reserved about expectations, and every season's a journey, and we write our own story, and it's take it day by day and focus on the present. When Tommy Lloyd starts talking about we're going to be damn good this year, yeah, that's gets me very excited.
So funny Tommy Lloyd story.
My spine goes up, my posture's better.
You're leaning forward a little bit.
Leaning forward a little bit.
Yeah.
So when he says it, there's a reason why, man.
Just don't ask Ollie to stand up.
No. I mean, the math teacher is so hot, though. Mrs. Wilson, man. Anyway.
Can I tell you a funny Tommy Lloyd story?
Sure.
So at that event last night,
You were wrecked.
yeah, it was. I was hammered, man.
Yeah.
And I saw Tommy Lloyd and Brent Brennan. They were standing next to each other, talking to each other, and they were laughing, having a good time. Obviously, I know both of them, so went up, just said what's up real quick. And Tommy was like, where were you? You weren't at practice. What's going on? And I was like, I'm sorry. I had a leak. And he's like, wait, what? And that's the second, like, out of context thing where we had to add more explanation to it. Because Tommy Lloyd, when he was on here with Mark Weistrack, we were talking about, like, or you asked him, Ali.
The two-man shower.
You know, when you guys are alone, you know, by yourselves in the shower, and Tommy Lloyd thought, like, whoa, I thought you were talking about me and Mark in the shower together. And I told Tommy Lloyd, he's like, yeah, I had a leak, so I couldn't go to practice. And he's like, wait, what? Wait, what does that mean? I was like, oh, sorry, my fault. I had a leak in my master bathroom again. So I had the good folks of Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing out at my house. That's why I couldn't go to practice yesterday, which is a good segue to shout out our sponsors, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, for not only supporting Spears and Ali, but, man, they were amazing yesterday. I feel bad because it's the same area that was affected in the past, but it's the other line. It's so before it was the blue line, and then now it's the red line that had the leak.
Yeah.
And the same area, just two different pipes. So I was like, man, talk about crappy luck. But Right Way, they came by. They were so professional, so efficient, and they were in and out. It was a hard job, but they took care of business. So shout out to Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. And then also shout out to Tucson Federal Credit Union and the Volpe team at Nova Home Loans.
Well, buddy, you're 30 years old, and in about 20 or so years, you're going to be like, man, I remember when I was talking about leaks, and it was just my house, not me.
Not me.
Yeah, trust me.
Not going to get my pipes checked.
Yeah, you do.
So, yeah, shout out to Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Moon River.
But it was cool to attend the Chamber of Southern Arizona sports rally. I thought John Shones did a fantastic job putting it together, and it was
Michael Guyman
as well.
Michael Guyman, the CEO of the Chamber of Southern Arizona, him and his staff, which is John's a part of it. They did a marvelous job, man.
It was great, absolutely great. And you know, it's not often that you get all of the sports figures in Tucson, Arizona, under one roof. And it was not just the University of Arizona and all the great coaches, but it was the Tucson baseball team. It was the Arizona Bowl. It was FC Tucson, the Tucson Sugar Skulls. Every sports franchise, from professional to the U of A, they were all there at General Benz. And it was a really cool event.
And you had, Hughes Federal Credit Union sponsoring it with the Desert Diamond Casino as the title sponsor. You had Paddle USA. And, folks, if you like ping pong, tennis, paddle, pickleball, I'm telling you, this thing called paddle is going to be all the rage in the United States. Invest in it now.
Paddle.
There's a place on Speedway. It's called Paddle USA. Go check it out, man. Sergio and those guys, they're great. I told them we would have them on the show.
Totally.
Talk a little bit about it. Because in the rest of the world, it's not pickleball. It's paddle that's taken over.
Oh, man. We soccered it.
A little bit.
It's soccer here, but everywhere else it's football.
And I don't know, man. What'd you think? I thought it was a great. I think it's a great event that we can make even bigger.
Totally.
Right? Because you got all the sports in Tucson. Everything is right there. And what was my theme last night, Justin?
A community that celebrates together, thrives together, or Tucson is a sports town.
Film now and then.
Both.
Paint the barn red. You got red paint?
No. Tucson is a sports town. And, whether it was, Sharita with the volleyball team or Clancy Shields with the tennis program, every single coach got up there and they echoed the theme of my presentation last night, which is Tucson is a sports town. And if you think about it, it is. If you think about Tucson's a baseball town, right? Mm-hmm. You got Chip Hale taking us back to the College World Series, the great tradition of Arizona baseball. Now we have the Tucson baseball team with the Mexican Pacific League coming in. You had the Mexican Fiesta, all the history. Tucson's a baseball town. Tucson is a football town with the Arizona football. Brent Brennan is building a program. He's just not putting together a good team this year. You got the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. You got the Sugar Skulls. You got the IFL Championship right here in Tucson on August 23rd, Saturday. Get your tickets now. Tucson's a football town. And we could just keep going down the list. Tucson's a tennis town with Clancy, what he's done. Tucson's a golf town. How much do we love golf here? And you got Jim Anderson and Giovanna Mamon. She just walked.
Coligar Classic.
She just Coligar Classic. Gio just walked in here and just won Big 12 Coach of the Year and the title of the conference. Not bad. Not bad for your first year.
Not bad.
So Tucson's a golf town. Tucson's a volleyball town with Sharita. Think about the long tradition. Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is Tucson is a sports town. We got a lot going on here, and the community just needs to show up and support all of our local teams, whether it's U of A Athletics, Sugar Skulls, Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, Roadrunners, FC Tucson. It's awesome. I don't think it's been better, and it's not been better in two ways. Number one, the coaches at University of Arizona are some of the best coaches, top to bottom, we've ever had, right? I love the gymnastics coach, John.
John Court?
Yeah, he's awesome.
I talked to him last night. We're getting him on the show.
Yeah, but they're great teachers for young men and women at the University of Arizona, make us proud. They're great people, and they're great coaches. And then all the other things we've got from, like, the professional ranks, with, like I said, FC Tucson, Sugar Skulls. We have I think the coolest bowl game in all of America, in the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, presented by Gin and Juice, presented by Dre and Snoop. I mean, there's a lot of cool things happening in Tucson. So this event, I'm talking to Michael about it. He asked me to MC 2 minutes after I finished again next year. I said, sure, but let's make this bigger and let's really let's build a bigger boat. And yeah, we need a bigger boat.
Ollie was a great MC. Great MC. Also,
no, please tell me more. What do we put?
You brought the juice. You brought the energy.
What did you like about it?
You were very crisp. Everyone was engaged.
I didn't cuss at all, which was the over-under on that. You would have won a lot of money. Because I get fired up, and I'm like, let's
bleep, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm giving halftime football speeches when I MC.
Well, of course, the football coach was the guy who dropped the cuss word.
He did. I loved it. Don't you love it, though?
But see, and I even told Brent at football practice off to the corner, I was like, listen, I'm supposed to be objective. I'm supposed to be Rupert the reporter. But I ain't got to lie to you. I kind of want to run through a wall after your speech.
Yeah.
And, because
the veneer cracks again.
Well, because
we're breaking him down, dude. I love it. Yeah.
Pretty soon he's gonna come to the show red and blue paint.
You know what's gonna happen is he's gonna come to one show with an Arizona shirt on, and you and I.
You guys might have an aneurysm.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna
I've
have
got a picture of him.
Something's
in an
gonna
Arizona
happen.
Letterman.
Huh?
I've got a picture of him in an Arizona Letterman.
Letterman jacket?
Yeah, your Letterman jacket. I thought.
You got one? Oh, my Letterman jacket?
Yeah, I'm saving it up for some blackmail.
Andrew's got some dirt on me, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Andrew has some dirt on me. But yeah, I was standing in the corner, and Brendan was talking about, when we were going through the Big 12 last year, all these fans were packed in and rowdy and liquored up. Woo! And you know what? We got to return the favor, and we got to double down on that sugar honey iced tea.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn, Brent.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And last night, Andrew, I broke out, and I'm going to start making a thing that we're going to call Arizona Stadium the block, right? Because it looks like a big cinder block, and that's cool, but the block is like hard, feels like tough.
You can stamp somebody's teeth into
So
it.
Arizona football, August 30th against Hawaii at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now. Let's pack the block.
The block.
Yeah.
The cinder block.
Block party.
Use that in your story, baby. You
like
can say
it.
it now. It's the block. It's the block.
The block.
The Matt House at McHale and the block.
And the block party has the Bear Down Bash.
That's right.
Concerts leading up to the game. Some good stuff there.
That's
man.
my dude, Paige Rep.
We got to talk to him about the Bear Down Bash leading up to games. The Arizona Wildcats, not only are they trying to improve the product on the field, but they want to make the game day experience as fun as possible. They want to bring people out to games, and of course you want to see Arizona play well on the field, but they also want to make sure people are having a good time. So they heard all of the notes from the last year, and they're doing their best to make sure it's better.
We'll see. I mean, they're doing the on-field suites. Once again, copying the Arizona Bowl. Cool. All ideas are good. We brought liquor to Arizona Stadium. We brought liquor to the block, and alcohol. So you guys copied there too.
Ooh, the beer guy. Everybody loves you guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, that might be my enduring legacy. Is he's the guy that brought alcohol to the block. So Arizona Stadium.
In the Lord's work. God bless.
I am doing the Lord's work. But now Arizona Athletics needs to step up and put some concerted effort into the production of the game. Whether it's what is our song when the team comes out? What do you have to be in the stadium for at the beginning of the game? Gotta create, because sports today, I mean, it's entertainment, man. You got to make it an event, and you got to make people feel like they're engaged in some way and they're part of the process. And we did this with the show. When I said, hey, you know what? We should have music on the show. I think music is the unifier of making an event. And there's other things you can do, obviously. But I'm looking forward to seeing what is the production of the game is going to look like. Because just rolling a ball out there and saying, all right, you guys show up and you have to root on for the home team, that's just the way it is. Not enough these days.
Especially those late games.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm looking forward to Arizona football. I think it's going to be a really good year.
We'll have some training camp updates later on in the show, but just kind of some breaking news coming out of that Chamber of Southern Arizona Sports Rally yesterday. Fall League is coming to Tucson, Arizona on October 11th. There's going to be a triple header with the Arizona Fall League teams, and these teams, Scottsdale Scorpions, is one of them. Michael Jordan played for the Scorpions back in the day.
He did,
and I think Michael Jordan he played baseball down here in Tucson at High Corbett Field.
Some would say when it comes to baseball, Michael Jordan gambled on himself.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Gambled on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see Fall League come to Arizona. I mean, man, we talked about the Tucson baseball team, like the Tucson Saguaros winning the Pecos League Championship, Arizona baseball going to the College World Series, the World Baseball Classic qualifiers being here in Tucson, Arizona. And then you add the Arizona Fall League, which is going to have Major League Baseball affiliated teams here on October 11th for a triple header in the same time as the Mexican Baseball Fiesta, like in that same window. Man, what a year for Tucson baseball.
It was cool.
Absolutely incredible.
It was cool last night to introduce Dana Peterson from Major League Baseball, and she was able to make the announcement that Arizona Fall League is coming back.
Amazing, man.
And the World Baseball Classic made it happen because we had Major League Baseball representatives here for that, and they were thoroughly impressed with the city of Tucson, with guys like Blake Eager and putting things together. And, man, Pima County I love Pima County. And the representatives from Pima County, the supervisors, the staff, they make a lot of things happen. They are a government entity that finds a way to say yes, and they've done a great job with Keno.
And when I was talking with some of those baseball folks, they're like, oh, we ain't done yet.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't done yet.
No. Wait for the spring.
Stay tuned.
Wait for the spring, and maybe we'll be doing some training.
Oh, talk dirty to me.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of baseball, big game tonight, or big game later on this morning here on ESPN Tucson. We've got
Damn straight there is.
Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh.
What would you think I was talking about?
Well, today, in about 2 hours, Little League World Series starts up, gentlemen.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Woo! Don't give me that look, Ollie.
No, I got an admission for you. There was nothing on last Saturday. So I put on Nevada versus Utah. And I'm like, wow, Utah's up 8-0.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, Nevada's coming back. Nevada came back and won.
He was interested.
Like
got him.
14-9 after being down 8-0 or something like that. And I was like,
You finally got to him.
when am I gonna admit to Andrew that I watched some of the Little League World Series? And I guess today was the day.
We did it.
Yeah, you did it. You did it.
Starts at 10 a.m. first game.
No, we've got the D-backs. They're taking on the Texas Rangers. Gutty win for the D-backs last night. Ketel Marte was the big hero with the go-ahead home run, and Torey Lovello got ejected. So it was a chippy game, but it's going to be a fun game later on today because we've got the milkman Zach Gallen taking on
Merrill Kelly. Yeah, Merrill Kelly pitching against his own team. Yeah.
Merrill Kelly pitching against the Diamondbacks for the first time since the Major League Baseball trade deadline. And you can watch that game on MLB Network, or you can listen to it right here on ESPN Tucson. First pitch is just after 11:30 a.m.
I don't wish injury on anybody, but I do hope that it's like 6 innings of beautiful baseball for Merrill Kelly, and then he gets sore.
Yeah.
It's usually how it happens.
All I know is
On brand,
2
yeah.
days ago, the first game between the Rangers and the Diamondbacks went up like 6-1, and I bet on the Rangers because I was like, oh, we just talked really highly of the Diamondbacks on the show today, so they're certainly going to lose. And then I just went to bed. I'm like, all right, lost that bet. Woke up the next morning. I'm like, Rangers came back and won 7-6. Sweet.
Yep.
$20.
And some very important news. We were just talking about Arizona basketball at the start of this. The Cactus Court is officially in, baby.
Oh, it's so pretty.
The Cactus Court has been unveiled, and my goodness, that is just a piece of art.
Yeah.
That is the best court in college basketball.
It looks good.
The cactus, the way the different shades of the hardwood, the Lute Olson signature, kind of like that retro Arizona writing right below the basket in the paint. Yeah, man, I just had a moment of silence when I was watching that, man.
Yeah,
That was such a great court.
it looks good, but you could have, guy.
Nah.
Don't do that. It just looks good, and just love it. And I'm also on a campaign. If you're, I go to all the tailgates at Arizona football, but I never really go in the game. I'm about to shame you for the rest of the season. Get into the stadium at the beginning of the game. Let's root on the Wildcats. So I don't know why I connected those two, but I did. I said it last night. No more. And then Kim Madera came up and was like, well, the ladies are always at the game. Kind of gave me a little jab, but I love that too. Yeah. So if you like ladies and you like football, get into Arizona Stadium at the start of the game.
Well,
What an advertisement.
and honestly,
Wow.
what a segue, because our next guest, Yasmin Lopez,
Yeah.
lady who loves football, she's going to be talking about the Indoor Football League Championship coming to Tucson on August 23rd. Yasmin's from the Tucson Sugar Skulls, and she joins us next. Stay tuned. Spears and Ali back on ESPN Tucson and the Spears and Ali podcast. We've got the IFL Championships coming up here on August 23rd at the Tucson Arena. We've got the Vegas Nighthawks and Jaden DeLora taking on the Green Bay Blizzard. And we've got Yasmin Lopez, who's got many titles with the Tucson Sugar Skulls. I mean, she does a little bit of everything.
Yes.
What's your exact title?
It is activation and content coordinator.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was doer of everything.
Oh, it's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my name on the signature. It says Yasmin Lopez, everything.
I
And
love
then my
it.
phone number.
I love it. Well, you guys are doing a lot to get ready for the IFL Championship. What's it like right now for you?
I mean, it's busy because we are basically boots on ground for the IFL. So we are doing the runarounds, and we are looking at the arena and the spaces, and we're just kind of checking off all the boxes. It's for us, it's going to be like a regular game day. It just won't be the Sugar Skulls, you know? So we're just trying to implement where we can, what we need, and just bring in the crowd.
Heck yeah.
We just need people to get there.
And so the two teams that are coming, Vegas and Green Bay, we haven't seen Green Bay in person this year, but what do you think about the matchup overall?
I think there's a good chance for Vegas to take it all the way.
Yeah.
I saw Green Bay play against the Rattlers up in Phoenix, and they didn't put up as much of a fight as I thought that they would.
Okay.
So that's kind of my take on that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Vegas is red hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've won like
both
6 in a
are.
row,
I
7 in a
mean,
row.
I mean, if you watch the last couple of games Green Bay played, I mean, you got two teams that are just on a roll. So it's going to be really interesting to see who's going to continue on that heater, right?
Yep.
But man, Jaden DeLora, when he start the season halfway through and he threw over 30 touchdowns.
Yeah, so the narrative about Jaden when he was in college was like loose cannon, right? Like he can make some big plays, but we also saw the Mississippi State game where he had 5 turnovers, right?
Sure.
This year in the IFL, he's got 34 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, in like half the season.
In half the season.
Yeah.
I'm like, IFL tailored for Jaden DeLora. It's really cool, man.
Yeah, I don't know how many games he went in, but it was like he hadn't had a turnover, and I don't know how many games. I guess he had never had one up until I don't know what point, and he also had never been sacked or something like that. So it was like he was doing great. This is his rookie year.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I heard nothing but great things, and honestly, like I'm just so focused on my teams that I'm, putting together and everything, that I didn't even know he was playing there.
Yeah.
And so then I heard like the Tucson buzz of like, we need to go to this Vegas game against the Sugar Skulls. We got to go talk to somebody. And I'm like, who do you need to talk to?
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out who it was, and then I saw his stats, and then I was like, I see now.
Yes.
I get it. I
Mhm.
get it. I get the hype.
Yasmin, not just the game, but there's a lot of stuff happening around the game. Can you talk about the tailgate, what we're going to have, who's going to be out there? And it's going to be like a really nice, and by the way, the tailgate is not outside, it's inside. So,
Correct. Yeah.
So-
So that's what
Yeah.
you start with, right?
Yeah.
It's like, this is a tailgate and it's not outside. It is inside. So it's very much in theme with the game being inside, because it's like 100 and whatever outside, right? Nobody wants to be outside. So I mean, there will be a tailgate starting at 4:15. Kickoff is 7:30, but 4:15 we start right at the exhibit halls. Kind of like if you've been to Comic-Con, if you've been to like any big events, those are kind of the exhibit halls where we will be having these tailgates. And we'll have the inflatables, we'll have our DJs, we'll have our remotes, and so you'll kind of hear the buzz. We'll have our concession stands open as well. So I mean, it'll be a very fun and just like interactive indoor tailgate. We'll have the Arizona Bowl. We'll have a number of vendors there, just kind of getting you ready to hype you up for this game. And we'll have the opposing teams. We'll have the team mascots there as well. And so we're trying to bring a piece of Tucson to these teams. So basically, we will have our traditional mariachis. We'll have our folclorico there as well. And we're trying to just implement a bit of that Tucson taste, that a little spice.
You know, that reminds me of how you guys prepare for the Arizona Bowl a little bit, just with the Tucson culture in introducing the teams to that. Like when the teams from the Arizona Bowl come, they go to old Tucson studios. They actually experience the city. I think it's cool that Vegas and Green Bay is going to be doing that as well.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And, a lot of fans from both of those teams hopefully coming into town, going to our restaurants, staying in our hotels. I mean, in August 23rd. So It's a good thing for our city overall. So we just need people from the city itself, the community, Southern Arizona, just come show out, because it's going to be on national TV on CBS Sports. So my big thing is when I'm sending out emails or posting anything is I want it to look good to a national audience.
Absolutely.
yeah.
And maybe this is a question for you, Ali. How much do you think what you guys did with the Arizona Bowl impacted the IFL Championships coming here?
I think it had some impact for sure. I mean, the Sugar Skulls wouldn't be here without the Arizona Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how Kevin got to me. He's like, wow, you guys are doing something there. Maybe we can have a team in Tucson. So, remember when the Arizona Bowl came, we had just lost baseball. There was no FC Tucson. There was no Roadrunners. And there was a kind of a defeatist attitude in Tucson. That's really what was the motivation for me to even explore bringing a college bowl game back to Tucson. So if it's had some impact, whether it's the Sugar Skulls, whether it's the IFL Championship, whether it's now baseball coming back in a big way in Tucson, cool. That's what was the intention in the first place.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
So now that we're here, how was the season for you?
Which one? No.
Well, I'll say you worked for both the Rattlers and the Sugar Skulls.
Yes.
Describe that dichotomy.
I mean, it's like I don't know. I have my favorite. Obviously, I'm from Tucson, so I put a lot more heart into Tucson and the Sugar Skulls and the players and the coaches. So I pay more attention. We do. Crystal and I pay more attention here. And then like we go up there and we go with the Rattlers, but that is a fan base on its own. Like they are an organization on their own, and I feel like Tucson needs a little more love, and so I think the Tucson season went great. It unfortunately it ended soon, a lot sooner than we thought, but I think Coach has the momentum to keep going next season, and so I see good things, and hopefully a lot of these players return, and we try to also implement that Tucson culture to them and teach them new things, because they're from all over the place. I think my favorite thing is taking them to Old Tucson when we do have Western Night and things like that, and for them to see those old buildings and give them like a little history lesson. Like this, like you see this on TV. This was like a real thing. This was a real lifestyle. And so like they like seeing those new things. Sometimes we hear hey, do you guys have anything other than tacos around here? And I'm like, well, to me, that's just food. But to you, that's not, that's just Mexican food. But
And we do. We have so much more.
I'm just like, what are you looking for? I can tell you where to go, but they don't even know what they want. But it's it's fine. I'm sad that it's over, but we have one more game, and that's next Saturday.
Heck yeah! Leading up to the college football season / NFL season.
Mm-hmm.
You excited for the Ducks this year?
I sure am.
Yasmin's a big Oregon fan.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
There it is.
All right.
Big fan of the Ducks.
I like the Ducks too. I love their head coach.
Oh yeah, Dan Lanning.
I think he's awesome.
He's a dog, man.
He's awesome. I don't like them in the Big Ten. I think it's stupid, but whatever.
I think this is like my break. Maybe like these 2 weeks is gonna be like my break.
Mhm.
Only because now it's like football year round for me. I don't
Yeah.
have an off season anymore. So I got the Rattlers and the Sugar Skulls, and then I go into college and NFL, and there's going to be a game that's going to be the priority of what my mood is for the rest of the week, basically.
Okay.
Man, so you're like Oregon. You're with Oregon like I'm with the Steelers. Like, I think people in my office check the Steelers score just to see how I'm going to feel on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're also a Jets and Raiders fan.
Okay. we'll do with one. I'm a Jets fan, yes. I do follow the Raiders as well. It's more of like an aesthetic. I like the Raiders aesthetic.
Okay.
But I am a Jets
When you
fan.
say aesthetic, you mean Tom Brady, or what are we talking about?
Nah, no.
You like the skull and crossbones, huh?
I like the silver and black. Yes.
The black hole.
Yeah, Jets Steelers game 1, just the opening game. So one of us can be talking smack.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get you out of here, Yasmin, when people ask you like, what's the vibe like at a Tucson Sugar Skulls game? How do you sell going to an IFL game to these people?
Can I phone a friend? Because I drag my friends to these games because they don't know anything about it. They don't really follow sports. They will tell you they love the high energy. They love that it's inside. They love that they can just chill in there. They can feel the excitement. It's very intimate in a sense where it's like I can hear the coaches and I can hear the crowds. You can just feel everything as opposed to being outside, hearing the loud noises. Just like, I don't know. It's day and night. It's day and night, the environment. And there's just like a warmer and closer feeling because you also get to meet these players after the game and things like that. And they're also very community involved. And if you want to be involved, you get to have that personal interaction with them. So, but I mean, game wise, it's fun. Crystal likes to say it's a bit of a NFL meets WWE type of thing.
Yeah. Yep.
And so it's entertaining. I mean, these guys go flying off the walls.
Hell yeah.
Literally.
Literally.
All right, so people are edge of their seats or driving around right now. They're like, I want to go to the IFL Championship game on August 23rd. Where do they get tickets other than going to the box office?
Other than going to the box office, you can get those at Ticketmaster.com.
Okay.
August
I think
23rd,
it's like
man.
IFLNationalChampionship.com, something like that.
Okay.
I believe.
Indoor Football League.com.
Yeah. Get your tickets, man. Let's pack the stadium and
Yes,
let's
sir.
show out for
It's fun.
for a
It's
national
going to be a good
audience.
time.
It's
It's going to be a
gonna be a good
vibe.
time.
I like it.
yeah.
You talk about WWE.
and it'll be 70 degrees.
Oh, inside, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Always.
going to need a sweater in there. I
Yeah.
can't tell you. My kid will tell everybody you need a sweater.
Yeah.
It's going to be cold in there.
Oh yeah.
True that. True that.
And WWE, I love storylines. You got Jaden Delora, Curtis Chin, offensive coordinator of the Vegas
The
Nighthawks.
drama.
Xavier Jackson, right, is defensive coordinator. So storylines everywhere that are connected to Tucson. That is Yasmin Lopez from the Tucson Sugar Skulls talking about the IFL Championship, Vegas Nighthawks versus the Green Bay Blizzard,
Yep.
August 23rd at 7:30 p.m.
Yep.
Get your tickets. Go to the game. Should be a fun one. Yasmin, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you. We'll see you there.
See y'all.
Yes, good to see you.
All right, coming up next, let's talk some Arizona football training camp. You're listening to Spears and Ali here on ESPN Tucson. All right, welcome back. Spears and Ali here on ESPN Tucson. Join us this Saturday from 10 a.m. until noon as we gear up for greatness. Find us at Saguaro Harley-Davidson on the west side, I-10 frontage road just north of Ina. The Graveyard Shift Coffee Truck, they'll be there making iced and blended beverages. And we'll also be at the Old Pueblo Harley-Davidson on 22nd Street on the east side of Tucson, just east of Prudence. And Lahaina Shaved Ice will be at that location. We're collecting gently used and new sporting equipment to make sure every kid has a chance to play this season, and this is to benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Tucson. We've also got chances for you guys to win a Reed Park Zoo family membership, gift cards from Tucson Games and Gadgets, and Brooklyn Pizza. Sport Clips will also be giving away prize baskets as well. And Jeremiah's Italian Ice will be on hand, and then if you're hungry, we'll be grilling up some hot dogs as well.
In.
You in?
Oh, grilling up some hot dogs?
Hot dogs, shaved ice, blended beverages, sporting equipment.
Well, the Law Tigers are there, so if I'm drinking beverages, they got me covered, and I like hot dogs.
Yes, the Law Tigers will be there, and same with Pods Moving and Storage. All right, so last night, the Arizona Wildcats returned to the lights of Arizona Stadium. It was a fun practice last night. After the Chamber of Southern Arizona sports rally at General Benz, we made our way over to the practice fields at the Davis Sports Center and Dick Tomey practice fields. That was the first half of practice, and then they moved over to the stadium. And Brent, his mindset, because this is different from last year. Last year, they didn't have any night practices leading up to the game. And they wanted to have a morning schedule to accommodate the players for treatment, classes, whatever it is that they need to do later on in the day. And plus, it also kind of forces the players to go to bed early, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be at your best, if you want to perform at your best, you got to get your sleep. And so having those early morning practices really kind of steered players into going to bed early and not staying up late, right? And after last year, Brent talked to the coaches, he talked to the players, and they came up with a solution that we need to practice in the stadium at nighttime, because when are we playing games at nighttime? And there was a point, I think it was last spring, where players were dropping passes, punts, because the ball was getting lost in the lights, and they would drop it and stuff like that. And I remember Brent was actually furious. Like, man, we couldn't catch a ball to save our lives. But because they didn't practice in the stadium regularly, it was an adjustment for them.
Certainly.
And so now they're like, okay, we're playing games at nighttime. Yes, we're going to get our early morning practices, but we need to become accustomed to the stadium and that feeling, and that's what Arizona's doing. And I kind of like the night practices because there's just a certain level of juice. There's a different energy when it comes to the night practices, and it was certainly present last night.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful night last night, and I think adding to your joy of going to practice was your buddy John Shones, maybe giving you a ranch water before you left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a little ranch water.
Really proud of you for having actually a drink.
Went to ranch water, went to U of A football practice. You know
Yeah.
what they call that? A Sumlin. Anyways.
Hey, man, no notes.
I got no shame.
No notes.
Yeah.
No notes. But
Well, maybe like the number of ranch waters, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I had like 3/4 of a ranch water.
Oh, you didn't
You're
finish it?
And it's ranch water.
You're
Well,
adorable.
Yeah.
no, I finished it.
Oh.
I finished it.
But
But
3/4 is not really finishing it. It's 3/4. It's not a full.
I wasn't getting every last drop. Let's just say that. The ice got in the way. And I also had to go to football practice. But
Yeah. Well, great event last night, though, don't you think?
it was a fantastic event. And it was cool to see Brent Brennan out there before football practice. He gave his speech. It was like, I got 50 minutes, or we got football practice in 50 minutes. So he had to take off and leave. But it was such a cool event. And it was cool to go out to Arizona football practice yesterday. And, I got to say one thing, man. It was really cool to see Chuba Ma'ai back. And Chuba lost his father recently. His father passed away. And, Chuba was back with family. He was hanging out with, his folks. And when he came back, he just had such a positive spirit to him. You wouldn't have even thought that he had just lost his father. And that kid is just so tough.
Yeah.
So tough. I mean, the kind of person that Chuba Ma'ai is, whether he starts at left guard or not, just the individual that he is, just how tough he is, man, I commend him a lot, man. It was really cool to see. And the offensive line, they're still coming along, but man, that defensive line looks fierce. And I don't know if it's because the O-line is struggling or if the defensive line is just that good, but like Trey Smith is consistently in the backfield getting pressures and getting sacks. One of the biggest like revelations of practice in training camp so far has been Malachi Bailey. I'm telling you what, guys, this Alcorn State defensive end transfer, he might end up leading the team in sacks, or at least be one of those guys, because every single practice for the last week and a half in team periods, he is working Arizona's second unit, and he's getting to the quarterback. So I don't know if he's going to start for the Wildcats, but he's definitely going to be a key part of that rotation. And, he was one of those FCS guys that didn't really hit the ground running when he first got to Arizona. And, for those guys, going from that level to FBS is hard, but going from that level to Power 4, where it's like different trainers, a different strength and conditioning program, different resources and stuff like that, and then you're in a different part of the country. Like Malachi Bailey is from Atlanta, played college ball at Alcorn State. I'm willing to bet the farthest west he has been is like Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Right?
Alcorn State, is that in Tennessee?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So he's a Southern guy, right? And
Sure.
and being a Southern guy your entire life, and then coming out to Tucson, Arizona for 1 year of eligibility, you're feeling that pressure of playing at this level. There's going to be an adjustment period. And Javen Watley, he hit the ground running. Coming from Chattanooga to here, great. Quincy Craig, same deal. Riley Wilson from Montana to here, great. There's a lot of great talent at the FCS level. Riley Wilson, pretty much compared to, it's almost like a more polished junior college. The players there, like, they're overlooked, under-recruited, but there's some talent. If you really look at this level, there is some talent. And Arizona signed 10 FCS guys in 2025. I've been very encouraged by a lot of those guys that I just mentioned, but man, Malachi Bailey, over the last week and a half, this guy is getting to the quarterback. He's working Arizona's offensive line, and he just needed that adjustment period, because in the spring, he was kind of MIA, and we were thinking like, oh man, this guy might be a miss on Arizona's scouting department, and now it looks like a hit. He looks pretty damn good, but we'll see in games.
So you said he's tearing it up against the second unit of the offensive line, right?
And first as well. He's been getting in that mix there as well.
Well, hopefully the defense is just that good, because that offensive line needs to solidify so that our star quarterback and one of Tucson's favorite guys, Noah Fafita, can work, right? Get to work. He's going to need a little bit of time, but it's good. It's good. A lot of positivity coming out of Arizona camp right now.
6-6.
I think better, dude.
6-6, 7-5.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know what the other teams are like. Everybody's like, preseason rankings came in, and you know how I feel about those. Stupid. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, and if anything showed us that, it was the Big 12 last year.
Yeah. I mean, ASU was picked to finish last.
Yeah.
They won the conference.
BYU, bottom quarter, they finished, third?
Yeah.
So, we don't really know until we know.
Again, I know your buddy Michael Lev's an AP voter, writer.
Yeah.
This AP preseason list, or preseason rankings, is literally one of the dumbest things ever invented in humankind. Like, you guys have no idea. You have no idea.
And it makes me mad that the AP voters robbed us of the first ever 1 versus 2 matchup to kick off a college football season. We got Texas versus Ohio State. It's 1 versus 3. It's still pretty damn good, but man, 1 versus 2 week 1. Week 1 slate's loaded.
Ohio State's got a lot of they're replacing a lot of guys. They got a new quarterback, new running backs. Who knows? I don't know, man. I don't know. But try to get a sports reporter to say those words. It's like you're more likely to see a leprechaun.
I'm looking at one right now.
I was going to say, I'm a short redheaded guy who's also a sports reporter. So
I know.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
It's...
So we were talking about the expectations for Arizona football, and of course, you can only take so much from training camp. But I've been getting some text messages from Arizona fans, and they're like, "Are the vibes real?" I'm getting a lot of really, really good vibes from this football team. You are there every single day. Is it fool's gold, or should we feel good about this team? And to be honest with you, I think you should feel really good about this football team. And the expectations aren't as high as last year, obviously.
Good.
But I think the roster overall, like there's a lot of new faces, but a lot of those new faces have college experience. Where last year, Arizona had a handful of new faces, but a lot of those guys did not play much in college.
Yeah.
Right? Guys like Jack Luttrell.
They kind of had to play because of injuries.
Yeah.
Right? So they got the experience. They came back. Brent and the guy we're going to talk to, Geiska, did a great job in the transfer portal, bringing guys in with experience. We got a lot of guys that are returning that were starters last year. I'm bullish, man. I mean, if you want to know how I feel, I bet on the over 5.5 wins. That's what the ladies say to Justin all the time. What are you going to do with all that junk inside your trunk?
I'm going to go to Mr. Car Wash and get it cleaned out.
So dumb, it's hilarious.
Welcome to hour number 2 of Spears and Ali here on ESPN Tucson.
Apparently what he's actually going to do is stand in the sun for an entire football practice.
Yeah, getting love drunk off his hump. Yeah, man, I saw a picture of you. There was a video of Trace Spivey making a good catch. I think some of the reporters maybe went a little overboard about how spectacular it was. It was good. It was good.
It was a really good catch.
It was a really good catch, but it was not like, oh my God, this is incredible, right? I mean,
that's how I sound.
So Justin's in the background with a very expressive face, like oh, not standing in the shade, like he's telling us.
It's in the shade.
I'm trying to get him to just wear a long sleeve shirt. How hard is that? You have long sleeve shirts?
I do.
Just wear one. What are you so stubborn about? I'm trying to save you from not having cancer.
I appreciate that. I really do.
Because you are a susceptible ginger, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sun does not like you.
That's a medical condition.
Yeah. The
Came out of the
susceptible
womb.
ginger.
Yeah, held him by the ankles, gave him a spank, and said, "This is one susceptible ginger."
Yeah. The sun was like, "Ha ha, got another one." Right, there he is. Nice. Yeah, dude, just looking for you. Just wear a long sleeve shirt.
I appreciate
bucket
that.
hat.
I appreciate that.
You don't even wear a hat.
Yeah, I was wearing a hat.
Not
in
in the picture. Were you?
Yeah.
I think he might have been actually, yeah.
Okay.
I was wearing my Nike hat
We need to.
and my Tom Jones shirt.
Yeah. His ears were out, though.
Yeah. Maybe the baseball hat is okay, but the bucket hat, much better choice.
100%. Bucket hat, straw hat.
Or grow out a natural cowl like me.
Just what? Have long hair?
Yeah, I don't put
Protect my
sunscreen
scalp?
on my neck, dude.
You know, your neck hasn't seen the sun in 50 years.
He doesn't know what it's
yeah,
like.
and you're only
He's
29.
forgotten it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great catch. I was in the shade. It was a small space, but I was in the shade.
Justin's following the shadow of the light post.
No, seriously, I hugged the fence on that side of the field during practice because that's the only shady part.
I already know it's a lie because you just put 2 words together with another 2 words that never go together.
What?
Small space Justin Spears. No.
Oh, man. All right, so coming up later on, speaking of Arizona football, we are going to hear from Geiska Crowley. He is the Arizona football general manager. He will be calling in at 8:25 to tell us his story, how he got his name. He comes from a unique background. His father was a professional highlight player back in the day.
Yeah.
And he would travel from Spain to Miami to play in high-level highlight matches. And Geiska, very unique person, very excited to talk to him coming up here at 8:25. And then Fletcher Kelly, who really works closely with Geiska. He's the head of the Arizona football scouting department. These 2 guys have looked over thousands on thousands on thousands of prospects ever since they joined the University of Arizona. So we're going to nerd out and talk about cutting teeth, watching film, looking at prospects. How do you get these players to come to Arizona? How do you find them? It's going to be a really cool 30 minutes with Geiska and Fletcher Kelly.
Clearly, I mean, honestly, the only thing I'm upset about is we have them in 2 segments where they could be in the entire show. For me, might not be interesting, to all listeners, but I'm going to nerd out, man, because I got so many questions and how the sausage is made and identifying a prospect and the background you got to do on the young man. Because, if you want to be a good football team, whether it's professional or a college, high on my list is I want kids that love football.
Yeah.
Right? Because football is hard and it's a grind and you got to be in love with the process of football. And that's why I tell football players, young football players, like, you're special. Your classmates are at home playing video games, eating Cheetos, and you're out here in 90 to 100 degree heat and you're working. And that's why you're going to be successful in life, because you know how to work. And that's why if you look at the Fortune 500 companies in this country, 80% of them are run by former football players. So football players it's a hard sport, and it's a special attribute to have kids that work that hard to be able to play the game. And sometimes, not starting, right? So I'm just curious as to how do you really dive into whether a kid really loves football? What are the identifying markers that this kid loves football?
Well, and that's some of the questions that they ask all the recruits that they're looking at. You can see the talent on film, but then you really start to get to know these guys, and you determine if they are a good fit for your program. And the coaches and the players now, it's not like they were saying the culture last year was bad. They're not saying that.
No.
But as they build this program more towards Brent Brennan's style, some of the questions that they ask are you tough, and do you love football? And do you want to be here at the U of A?
Right.
And really the first two.
I mean, but what kid's saying no to any of those questions, right? So
True.
You got to be able to go a little deeper and really find if there's a true passion behind just the words.
And it's funny, when you were talking about this at the start of it, I kept thinking about Bill Walton, because Bill Walton would ask all the big men, guys at Arizona, do you love basketball, or are you playing it because you're 7 feet tall?
Yeah.
Do you really love this game? And he would ask all the big guys that. And, some guys, they have the physical attributes, but they just don't have the love for it. And for Arizona, they want to find the passionate football players, the guys that may not be considered the highly touted recruit, the 5-star guy. But how many times do we see these 5-star players and these highly touted recruits, they don't pan out at their big schools or whatever, because, they were great, but they didn't truly love the game of football. They love the benefits that came with football. Right? They love being the 5-star recruit and getting all these offers and getting wine and dined by all these schools and the thousands on thousands of followers they have on Instagram and social media. They love the benefits that come with that. But the process in practicing football, that is hard. And especially at this level, that's a challenge. And for some of these guys, they can't get to that point. And I'm not questioning his love for football, but, kind of a guy who was like that was Justin Flo a little bit, right? Like, he had the stars, he had the ranking and stuff like that, and had the thousands of followers, but what has he done since he's gotten to college?
Right.
And so.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hard sport made for tough people, and if you are not genuinely passionate about it, it's very difficult to be successful.
Yep. All right, let's take a phone call here, 719-1490. We've got Viking Tony joining the show. What's up, Tony?
Good morning, people. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing, Tony?
Good morning. I'm doing outstanding. I was doing some social platforming last night, and I noticed that there was a comment saying Arizona's not being ranked high enough. They're so low in the rankings. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if you don't like where you are in the rankings, win. Just win,
exactly.
baby. And, stop whining about where we're ranked and pray that our team, like Justin was saying, it's not the size of the dog, it's the fight in the dog.
Yeah.
and we have some dogs that want to fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, are you talking about Arizona or ASU?
Arizona. I don't talk anything about
Yeah.
ASU.
Damn straight. We're not talking about it. What are you talking about?
We talk about rankings. I'm
Well,
like,
there
Arizona
was a
ranked.
ranking out there that had Arizona
That-
number 38 in the country.
I
Oh,
see.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
like a
And
Barstool
if
guy.
first of all, Viking Tony, rankings are stupid, and it's
Yes. Thank you,
made up
Ollie.
by people that don't know what they're talking about and they're making guesses based on no data whatsoever because they're not looking at all these teams behind the curtain. So they're infinitely asinine, made by stupid people doing stupid things. And number two, you're right. You know what? Anybody who says we're not ranked high enough, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's wait for the product on the field. Let them prove it, right?
Thank you, Ollie. You're the voice of reason on that show, and I appreciate that so damn much. It's unbelievable.
Well,
Thank you.
I have
Yes,
so much affection for
click-
you. So
click-
good.
They
Goes both
call
ways.
it clickbait. Clickbait.
Yeah.
That's what's happening out there. We're all about reacting. But you know what? Arizona, I love Arizona because they're such underdogs, and there's an art to being an underdog, and I think U of A Bear Down football has excelled in being the underdog. So we'll see what happens. But if you want to get respect, you got to give it, and the only way to give it is to win.
That's
win.
right. That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
And if you don't have coaches that can coach and teach, then those 4 or 3-star guys are just going to stay 3 or 4 stars. They're not going to be those 5-star guys. We got to have a coaching staff that can teach, develop, and maybe we might have a shot.
Yes, sir.
Love it, Viking Tony.
Thank you as always, brother.
Thanks for all the
Arr!
truth.
Arr!
J.J. McCarthy looked good in the first preseason game. I was impressed.
The voice of reason,
At
Ollie
times.
Farhang.
I am the voice of reason. I mean, it's the dumbest thing ever, and I actually think it creates bias because if you rank like ASU last year, all right, let's use them as an example. They were picked to finish last in the Big 12. If ASU was ranked in the top 10 to start the season, do you think that maybe they would have ended up with a higher seeding in the playoffs? Yes. So it's completely biased, and it creates biases when it comes to things that matter at the end of the season. If you have Clemson was ranked number 2 in the country last year.
Yeah.
They lost their first 3 games. They didn't get out of the top 25 until after they lost their 3rd game.
Yeah.
Now, if we wait 4 games and we start ranking after watching actual football, do you think that maybe Clemson wouldn't have been in the top 25? It's the dumbest thing ever. And it's like there are stories out there, lazy reporters. Why don't you report on the actual stories and stop making things that just get attention and clickbait and all that? So it drives me nuts. I hate rankings. Good for the Big 12 not doing preseason rankings. And
Because the preseason rankings creates the narrative.
it creates the narrative.
And-
And they're false narratives.
And the narrative for ASU last year going into the season was they are the worst team in the league. And then we didn't really start giving ASU its flowers, or the nation didn't really start giving ASU its flowers until
They were 5-2.
I was going to even say a little bit later than
Yeah,
that, going towards, game 10 of the season. So
All these people that ranked Ohio State, for example, in the top 5, who's their quarterback this year?
yeah,
Who is it?
you tell me.
Brian Hartline. All right. He's been on the roster. He's taken over for Will Howard. Who's their running back? Because Judkins and Henderson are in the NFL now. Do you know who their starting running back is? No, you don't know, idiot. You don't know. So stop doing things that you don't know. And yes, it's one of those minor things in life that doesn't matter that pisses me off, but I think that it has consequences. So when I see preseason rankings on X or in the paper or whatever, I just look to who's doing it, and I'm like, you're a buffoon. Like, no, with all due respect. And by the way, Brent Brennan and the coaching staff, they are good teachers. We have a good coaching staff. I am bullish on this team, but like Viking Tony said, I'm looking for the product on the field. I want to see it translate to actual games, and then I'll make a determination on Arizona football. But we have the right people in the right places, I think, doing the right thing, and they've got way more depth this year, so I'm liking it.
From top to bottom, this team is much better than last year.
Yeah.
And, guys like Geiska Crowley and Fletcher Kelly, they did a great job of just pouring over so many prospects and getting players from multiple levels, not just the Power 4 level, but, getting into the FCS level. And, because there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of talent at the FCS level. And, if you're a program like Arizona, you could look at that level and give these guys an offer that they can't refuse and give them an offer that these other teams can't counter.
Right. But we don't know, right? We don't know how it's going to translate on Saturday nights and game days. So back to my point about rankings. So let's say Arizona is like, you know what? These guys are as good as we thought, or even a little bit better. They'll win 3 games in a row. Maybe they pull up the upset against the preseason favorite in Kansas State, who's got Avery Johnson as their quarterback.
Yeah.
And then what are they going to get? Oh, we're going to put Arizona at number 24. Now, if you wait 4 games, maybe Arizona's one of the best teams in the country, and you can actually do something that's based on reality and in real life, right? So I don't know, just dumb. I just make sure that you understand my point here, everybody out there. Preseason rankings are stupid. There you go.
And I love the idea of Arizona playing against a top 15 Kansas State team when they come to Tucson.
Are they top 15?
Because they're number 17 right now.
Stupid.
With
How
no
do you
games
know?
played.
Yeah, with no games played.
But what if they beat Iowa State in Ireland? What if they start undefeated and then they come to Tucson, Arizona in the top 15?
Great. And then Arizona will be like, oh, we're going to put you at number 24. Well, how do you know?
Yeah.
Again, 4 games. There should be no rankings until 4 games are played. And I stand on that hill.
And at that point, should you just go ahead and just get into the college football playoff? Because there's the 2 different rankings. They have the CFP and then the AP top 25.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're both stupid, equally stupid. I don't discriminate. Maybe AP's a little dumber because it's done by, again, reporters.
Rupert the reporters.
No disrespect to Michael Lev, who I love, who I know is an AP guy, but I know you got to do it because you're part of that AP group, but I still think it's stupid. It's dumb. I'd much rather you go to Arizona practices, and you guys do that. Report on the players, the offense, the defense, like specifics. And if you really want to go into it a little further, go to Waco and go look at Baylor. Go to Lubbock and Texas Tech, who's supposed to be pretty good this year.
I'm very high on Texas Tech.
Yeah,
Are you rooting for them because of that one guy's tweet?
What guy's tweet?
The one you sent to us?
Oh yeah, that's right.
The burrito.
Yeah.
Up his
butt.
butt. Yeah. Your burrito up the butt stories. Top
Spears.
top 5 Justin Spears.
Yeah.
That's of interest.
He's your one-stop shop for stories about people shoving Mexican food up their butt.
Thinks it's a great marketing ploy.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just like,
Tucson.com.
yeah.
Saying Taco Bells are very excited when they
I
hear
just
that.
don't think they are. I don't.
Publicity. All right, coming up next on Spears and Ali.
Seattle, Lubbock. We got another burrito up the butt. Sell, baby.
That's another
franchise. Yeah.
On the other side, we're going to not talk about burritos up butts. We're going to talk about something more sophisticated. We're going to be talking about
tacos,
scouting, and recruiting players. And these 2 guys that we're about to talk to, Geiska Crowley and Fletcher Kelly, we got them in back-to-back segments. They're joining us next year on ESPN Tucson. What is it like to form a roster? Arizona's got damn near 60 newcomers for this year's team. It's a lot of new faces.
Yeah.
Geiska, Fletcher, these guys had a very profound influence in bringing these players to Tucson, and they join us next. Stay tuned. So Arizona football, man, they've got a lot of new faces this year for their football team. And, one guy who had a very strong impact in making that happen is our next guest. He is the Arizona football general manager, and his name is Geiska Crowley, and he joins us here on ESPN Radio. Good morning, Geiska. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Good morning, guys. How are you all?
Fantastic, man. Thank
Ready
you for
to
joining
nerd
us.
out with you, brother. Ready to nerd out.
Let me tell you,
Hey,
Geiska.
come on, man.
Go ahead.
We're here all day, so you just let us know.
Let me tell you, Ali has been trying to get you to come on the show for the last year, and I'm very happy that we're able to make Ali's dream come true. And I'm ready to talk about being the general manager of Arizona football. Just kind of overall, man, how would you describe your job and just kind of what you do on a day-to-day and week-to-week basis?
Yeah, that's a great. Well, number one, I really appreciate you guys having me on today. I think that from the 30,000-foot view, really my job is to assist the coaches in building the roster, right? So that obviously starts with recruiting at the high school level, the junior college level, and now the transfer portal, but now even more so than ever, the retention of your current players, right? So we have a staff here in the building that help with different aspects of that, whether that be prospect identification, scouting, the actual recruitment of the athletes and their families, and then now obviously with revenue share, working with our administrators and her team. So it definitely changes, per the day. But the biggest thing is that's really my job, is to do anything I can to help our coaches help build the best team that we can.
Guys, when you identify a prospect, I mean, nobody's going to tell you they don't love football. They just love what comes with football. So what are some identifying markers that you look for in a prospect that gives you a really good feeling that they don't just play football, they love football?
I used to ask that question. I really don't ask that question anymore, because you're going to ask it and the answer is always going to be yes, and then you kind of move on to the next point. So for me, what I do is two things that I kind of help with to answer that is, number one, you can see it, right? Like, you can see if a kid loves football. You can see when he's at our camp here at the U of A, or our coaches are out at his practice, or I'm watching, his game tape. Like, you can feel that. Like, you guys go to work every day. You know the people that love the job and don't love the job. So for me, the bigger thing is you can see it. And then the other thing is, as I'm creating relationships with the recruits over time, you can feel it, right? You can feel when you shoot them a text message or a call, how quick are they to get back to you? If you say, hey, I got Coach Brennan on a FaceTime tonight with you, how quickly and how excited is that kid to get on the call? So we don't really ask the question, because nowadays you get the cliche answer. But for us, you can see it and you can definitely feel it when you're around the prospect and their parents.
Geiska, you've got experience at Western Michigan, also UNLV. I believe you were also at Florida State as well. How did you develop that connection with Brent Brennan? How did that get started?
Yeah, so when I was at UNLV with Marcus Arroyo, who was the head coach at the time, I had met Coach Brennan. Obviously, we played them in the Mountain West, and Ben Thenis as chief of staff. So, that pregame handshake kind of across the way. And then Coach Arroyo and Coach Brennan are very close, been friends for a long time. So that's kind of how I initially had met them, playing them, going across the field, like I said. And then I was at Western Michigan with Lance Taylor as a general manager for the 23 season. And then when Coach Brennan got the job here at U of A, Coach Arroyo kind of connected me with him and went through the interview process. So we had known each other. We did not know each other well. Obviously, I knew Coach by reputation. And been super grateful and lucky to have the opportunity.
Guys, when you identify somebody that you really think is going to be great as a Wildcat, who's the best closer on the coaching staff to get that kid to commit? And you can leave. We'll put Coach Brennan aside so you don't get in trouble. Who else on the staff who's your go-to guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That would have been my answer, so you got me.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, right, the position coaches have to connect with the prospects, because at the end of the day, I always tell people that the mom usually has to ultimately give the kid an okay to come to the U of A, right? So to answer your question, I think we have a bunch of really good recruiters on the staff, but for me, Seth Dagey has done a phenomenal job just creating an energy and intensity around our recruiting process. He's a relentless. You see him on the field coaching. You should see him on a FaceTime with a kid. Obviously, he's done a great job recruiting this 26 class. And then Coach Salavea is probably one of the best recruiters I've ever been around. And for him, it's his humility and his connection to parents. He's a faith-based guy. He's a family-based guy. So they really, there's no smooth talking. There's no car salesman kind of. It's just a connection of genuine relationships that obviously starts with Coach B, but Coach Dagey and Coach Salavea do a phenomenal job, and those guys push me to be a better recruiter. And when you go into a recruiting meeting, you better be on your stuff, because those guys are going to ask some tough questions, and you have to have the answers for them.
No doubt. We're going to talk to Fletcher Kelly, Director of Scouting, here in just a little bit. you guys work very closely together. Tell us about Fletcher, what he does, and just that working relationship that you guys have.
Yeah, Fletch does a really, really good job for us, and his day really is to get into the film, essentially, 24/7. So again, whether that be high school film, junior college, or transfer portal, we have a great group of young people that are U of A students and help us out in the recruiting office as well. And so Fletch kind of oversees them day to day, and he, creates our processes as we're teaching those young people how to watch film and how to evaluate. But so we're just, the high school season here kicking off soon, Fletcher will kind of spearhead all of our cut-ups, which is our point of attack tapes that we make off the game film. So he has a list of guys from the coaches each week. He watches the film, he'll do the cut-ups, and then that way the coaches can have not just a highlight, but can have a deep dive on how that player is. So Fletcher does a really good job. He's passionate about football. He's passionate about the film evaluation. So he and I work really well together, and we're lucky to have him.
Well, you're lucky to have him because every man in life needs to have a buddy named Fletch. It just makes life better.
No, that's good, man. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I joke with him. He's single. He's got no kids. So when I got to go home to head to the family, I shoot him 10 or 15 guys to watch for me. So it works out for me.
Perfect, man.
Amazing.
Perfect. So let me, you can just tell him a manure truck jackknife on the Santa Ana. You should see my shoes. Woo. But, okay, Fletch lines aside. I still maintain that the core of any successful college program has got to be good evaluation, recruiting, and then the development. And when you're talking to a prospect, I mean, we live in such a microwave society today more than ever. Everybody wants the instant gratification. Does it resonate with kids? Like, look, man, you're going to come in here, we're going to develop you, and then you're going to be ready, as opposed to you're coming in here, we're going to start you right away, and you're going to get playing time. I know you guys are honest with prospects, but how much does it resonate with kids and families that we're going to develop you and get you ready to be the best player you can be?
It honestly, the answer, it hits every family and every kid differently, and that's a part of our recruiting process. If we're talking to a young man and his family, and you're going into what Coach Carroll's doing down in the weight room, or what we're doing off the field with our Beyond Football program, and you see the kid's eyes kind of wander, or he gets a little unfocused, that's part of the evaluation process also.
Yeah.
We're all developing, myself included, trying to find ways to improve at our jobs, and we want kids to come in and have that long-term mindset of, obviously we're recruiting you to play, big-time football, and you have the traits and the skills that we're looking for. But at the end of the day, when you get here on campus, everybody starts over, right? We had a really nice recruiting class in the 25 class. All those freshmen are here now. And at the end of the day, they get in the stretch line like everybody else. Nobody cares how many stars they have or how many offers they have. So you really have to have that developmental mindset. Like you said, it's harder and harder nowadays, but as part of the recruiting process, you try to vet that out. And that's where we lean heavily on the high school football coaches. We want to recruit kids that come from great high school programs that are used to winning, that have a really strong culture, that are used to the work. And if you use that as the base, normally the high school coaches, once you develop a relationship, are pretty honest with you. And you can kind of get some of that developmental mindset, especially if you're playing offense, defensive line. I mean, some of these positions you might look up and not play for 3 seasons, and like you said, if you don't have that developmental mindset, at the end of the day, you won't actually be able to, reach the potential that we saw in you maybe as a high schooler.
Geiska, with the rev share model now in college football, how much does that get talked about when you guys are looking at recruits?
A ton. I mean, a ton. It's everyone reads about or sees online, the different information that gets leaked out. It seems like the stories change in every couple of weeks, with what the rules are and what the rules aren't. But we work really closely with our athletic director, Desiree Reed-Francois. She has a great kind of senior leadership group that we work with, Ben Phoenix and myself, and really having the alignment between the two groups is really critical. So, we want to make sure that we're keeping them up to date with kind of where we're at in our processes. But then also they've done a great job of kind of keeping us ahead of the curve, finding out like the news, and how the landscape is changing. So it's a huge part of it. And then also just educating the families and educating the parents is really, really important. That I think that gets looked over because, they see the same stuff online that we all see, but, we're working 16 hours a day in it, and, they only may be talking about it 20 minutes a day. So we try to just break it down, and we try to take it slow with the families, educate them, so that at the end of the day they can make the best decision for them, and then hopefully it's the U of A.
Guys, recruiting's always been a tough business, sometimes even delving into a dirty business. When you're talking to recruits, how much misinformation is out there from other teams that you have to correct? Is that still prevalent in recruiting today?
Oh, very much so. Like you said, that's been a common theme throughout. But at the end of the day, like I said earlier, like it all starts from Coach Brennan, right? Like at the end of the day, we're going to treat people the right way. We're going to take care of them off the field. We're going to take care of them on the field, and we want people that want to be here. Like, we don't want to beg players to come to Arizona. Like, if we have to beg you to come, like, it's not going to work out. So we've really focused on guys that want to be here, that want to, live in Tucson, that want to connect with our fans. That's the biggest thing we're focused on. And if we have to convince you or trick you with, like you said, false information, that's not going to work out anyways, and the kid will be unhappy and the parents will be unhappy. So as part of our process, we want to make sure that they have a passion for this place, because obviously it's such a passionate fan base and a great town. We want our players to match that. And if there's some hesitation on them, like I said, we're not pressuring kids to commit, because in this transfer portal world, if you're begging them to come here, you're going to be begging them to stay too.
For sure. Lastly, for us, Geiska, you have a very unique name. Can you tell us about the history of your name and also your upbringing with your father?
Of course, yeah, of course. So my name is Geiska. It's a little bit unique. So I was born in the Basque Country in Spain. So my dad was a professional highlight player. So he would play highlight half the year in Spain and half the year in Miami. And that's where my mom, who's American, she met him. They got married. I've got an older brother who was born here in the States. So I lived in Spain until I was about 2, and then moved to the United States, and I've lived here ever since. But so I've got a unique name that when I was younger I hated, because no one could say it, and but as I've gotten older, it's cool. I'm proud of it. It's a fun story.
Heck yeah.
Well, guys, I just want you to know I take as much pleasure that I'm sure you do in the fact that the University of Arizona owns in-state recruiting, and we kick ASU's ass every year. So keep doing it.
No, absolutely. I mean, we're excited about our 26 class, and even getting into 27s now. We feel like the state of Arizona has such great high school football coaches and high school players that's where we're going to start. Obviously we're going to recruit California and Texas and Hawaii and Utah, but for us, it's going to start in Arizona, and the best players in Arizona are going to come to Arizona.
Love it.
That is Arizona football general manager Geiska Crowley joining Spears and Ali right here on ESPN Tucson. Season just right around the corner, Arizona versus Hawaii on August 30th. A lot of newcomers, and a lot of those newcomers are courtesy of Geiska Crowley and the team that they have there at the U of A. Geiska, it was an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Bear down.
Thank
you. Bear down.
All right, stick around. We got more Spears and Ali coming up next.
Do it.
Man, just over 2 weeks away from the Arizona football season. Yes, we are here, man. And there's a lot of new faces with the Arizona football program, and the Arizona scouting department did such a great job of evaluating players, getting players on campus, and getting them here. And Fletcher Kelly, he is our next guest here on Spears and Ali, and he is Arizona's director of scouting. Fletcher, thank you for joining us, man. How you doing?
Absolutely, man. I'm doing great. I appreciate you guys for having me on here. It's definitely an honor, so I'm excited for it.
No,
well,
thank
it's
you, man.
an honor to have Fletch on our radio. So I just want you to know, I know every line from Fletch, and I'm sure you've got to know it, right? That's got to be a movie you've watched 11,000 times, right?
I'm going to be honest, man. I've never watched it. I feel like I can quote the movie. I hear quotes all the time, but no, I have not watched the movie.
All right, so we need to watch the movie, and I need to get you the Underhill's credit card number. Those are the two things that need to happen.
Well, actually,
all right, I'm on it.
All right.
Well, kind of a unique thing, Fletcher. Can you tell us about your name and the Charger player you're named after?
Well, so my mom was a big San Diego Chargers fan. So at birth, I was almost named Seo after Junior Seau. So I've kind of been forced to be a Chargers fan since birth, but no, yeah, she ended up going with Fletcher, and yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm like guys, I'm also Basque. He goes with the homeland pronunciation of Basque, and back home we definitely call each other Bascos, so it's a little bit different. But
What are the odds two Basque people are working together? Because that's a very small community.
Yeah, no, it's a super cool thing, man. It's Geisky and I see, one, we work together extremely well and we see things the same way, but from a personal level, we connect really well, and that's part of it. But it definitely is a rare deal.
And you and Geiska, you work together in tandem, and you also have interns as well and other staffers that are just going over so many hours of film. Just out of curiosity, from the time that you got to Arizona until now, how many prospects between high school, junior college, transfer portal, how many prospects would you say you have evaluated?
It's a good question. I'm honestly not sure on the total number, but it's definitely in the thousands. Like within the 2026 class alone, we're above 1,000. So I think with 25, 26, 27, 28 transfer portal, we're definitely thousands.
Damn.
Fletcher,
the more impressive number would be the boys in the back. All of our student interns, they do an unbelievable job. So they're the first line of defense in our pipeline for prospect identification and evaluation, and from there pumping them up to me. So, collectively, they've watched every bit that I have and then some. So we wouldn't be able to operate without those guys in the back. We have since we've been here, we've had 8 kids either get jobs at the FBS level or the NFL level. We're super proud of that and the way we develop those guys. So, and right now we have 4 guys that are extremely competent and in my opinion, have a place in this profession as full-time staff members or directors. Colin Oringer, he's a senior. Hayden Wisner is a post-grad. Skylar Partridge, Montre Lambert, they all have their own little talents, right? Their own flavor of ice cream, but they're all quality workers, and they see the game the right way. And then we have a good group of guys beneath them that are cutting their teeth that we're excited about. So we wouldn't be able to operate our systems and processes without those guys.
Well, you bring up a great point, because, those guys will kind of filter through, get it to you, go to the coaches. And I know from all my years coaching at South Point, we had a lot of very successful A-type personalities on that coaching staff. We didn't always agree on everything, whether it was the game plan or how to scout an opposing team. When you guys got a prospect and there's differing opinions about whether this person should be offered a scholarship at Arizona, how does that kind of work itself out ultimately?
Sure. Well, ultimately, you have to have alignment in what you're looking for, right? So we do a ton of work on our own roster. We can't go out there and evaluate a high school linebacker, a transfer portal linebacker, unless we know the linebackers there on our current roster, right? So we have a lot of meetings with our actual coaching staff on scheme, the players we have, how do we execute that scheme, and then all the individual position ideals that are required to be successful in our system, and what position ideals and isolated skill sets do we have on our roster, and what do we need to go find to balance that roster and fit what we do. So for the most part, we're typically looking in the same area, right? There might be a few differences on each kid, and obviously the coordinators and then the head coach are going to make the final call on that, but we are a collaborative unit, and we hear each other out on what we see. But ultimately, whenever a decision is made, like anything in this program, we're going to be in lockstep together on, where we're going to go moving forward.
Well, how difficult is that when you're looking from a positional need and looking at your own roster? It used to be a lot easier because when you recruited a kid from high school, you knew they're going to be here for at least 2 years unless they're really good, and after that they can eligible for the draft. But you guys, basically college football is every player is a free agent after every year, sometimes during the year. So how are you able to kind of plug different roster needs without really knowing who's may be on the roster in the next year?
Sure. Yeah, it's a ever-changing thing that you're looking for. The position ideals kind of reset after every single period, and the self-roster evaluation is nonstop. And I think that one thing that helps with the transfer portal thing, like dating back to our time at San Jose with Coach Brennan, we had a very low transfer rate when he was there. We were of the group of 5, we were the second lowest transfer rate team back-to-back years, and I think that speaks to the culture that Coach Brennan provides these kids, that they want to be here and they want to stay here. So from that standpoint, it allows us to be confident in bringing in high school kids who may be developmental, that may take a couple of years to get going, to develop into the bodies or maybe the strength that we're looking for at each position. But we do feel confident that we're going to be able to hang on to those guys and develop them and build them as part of our team.
As far as, director of player personnel, director of scouting, what led you down this path, and what joy do you get out of the job?
Oh, man. I absolutely nerd out on this stuff. Like when, I'm here from, 6 in the morning to, 8 or 9 at night, and I absolutely love it. And when I do go home early, like I'm sitting on my lazy boy and, sitting with my dog and I'm watching more film, so like I absolutely love this job, and I couldn't be more thankful of Coach Brennan for allowing me to be a part of this thing. But starting out, honestly, it was a way that my grandfather and I connected back in the day, following Boise State recruiting on 247. From the time I was, in 6th grade, we were sitting there and we were watching all the guys that they offered and watching their highlights and all that stuff. So when I graduated, I coached high school football for a couple of years, and then I kind of stuck my way into the program over there. And it was a natural transition for me as I got into that recruiting department, because I've been following their recruiting from the time I was little. So I was able to fake it a little bit until I kind of, got my feet underneath me. But I absolutely love what I do, and it's not a job for me. I'm blessed to be where I'm at.
Well, one thing is very clear from talking to you and Geiska. You and I, me and Geiska, we're best friends. We just haven't gotten to know each other yet, because everything you're talking about is like nerding out, watching film. You guys might be the only other 2 guys that I know that probably, like me, watch all 7 rounds of the NFL draft. So, and I love rounds 4 through 7 the best.
Yeah, Ollie's favorite day is day 3 of the draft.
Yes.
I hear you, man. That's a national holiday. I absolutely love it.
That is Fletcher Kelly. He is the Arizona Football Director of Scouting. He joins us here on ESPN Tucson. Fletcher, absolute pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us. And bolt up.
Bolt up, baby. Bear down.
Yes, sir.
Bear down, yes.
Man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Fletch.
Yeah. Love it.
Bolt up. Man, he might be the only Chargers fan in Idaho.
I was like,
when he was growing up.
I'm like, hey, there's 2 of you.
Yeah. There are.
Wow.
We do
There's
exist.
a second Charger fan.
We do
I thought I would
exist.
see a unicorn first.
Believe it or not, Chargers fans, we do exist.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up today's episode of Spears and Ali on the other side.
You might
Stay
have
tuned.
the best 500 quarterback of all time.
Spears and Ali.
Sorry, buddy. I got to get down on this because my guy Eric Rhodes with the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl always likes to he takes much pleasure in telling me when I did something wrong, right? So a lot of people took pleasure in the fact that we self-owned the fact that players from Tucson that play for Arizona basketball, we forgot Sean Elliott.
Yeah.
And he's like, you forgot Fat Lever too. So, yeah, we forgot Fat Lever too.
But he didn't play at the U of A.
So, yeah, Eric, take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told him yesterday, too. He's like, what? Fat Lever? I'm
Yeah.
like,
You played at SU, buddy.
it's a scummy.
Yeah.
It's a Sun Devil.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why didn't I think of that? Yes. In your face.
All right. Unfortunately, we are unable to take phone calls here. So, Stu and whoever's on the line, we appreciate you guys for calling in. But we got to get into Weird Sports Wednesday.
Yeah. What do we got?
Well, I kind of got a twofer for you guys today.
Ooh.
Oh,
First
Justin
one's-
Spears.
I know, Justin Spears special.
Yeah.
First one's not really weird. It's just I love it, and I'm very passionate about it. And it starts today, and I think everyone should watch it. It's the Little League World Series. If you're pining for baseball.
Is
which I
Big
know-
Al playing?
Who?
Big Al, the guy who hits dingers?
I don't know.
Who's playing?
Kids.
But, like, what's from where? Like,
I know
Florida
there's a
versus
team from Las
California?
Vegas. There's a team from Honolulu. A team from Bonnie Lake, Washington, I think. There's a bunch of different ones, but they all represent different areas, and then there's a bunch of international teams as well. Games start in an hour.
Yeah.
So tune into that.
Hell yeah.
But the weird sport I have for this week, this weekend, gentlemen, I believe Friday, is the 30th annual Dinant Bathtub Regatta. It is a race of bathtub-based boats 1 kilometer down the Meuse River in Dinant, Belgium. Started in 1982 when a Belgian chef heard a story on the radio of a Frenchman sailing down the river on a bathtub. So he found, quote-unquote, 40 abandoned tubs in a nearby town, sold them in the local market, and organized the race. And ever since usually 50 to 60 crafts start, it became an official event of the town in 95. No limit on crew members. The only rule is that your crew must match the year's theme, this year's films, past and present, and they must be self-propelled. No motors allowed, but you can row them. But it's become a huge event. 25,000 spectators are expected.
Good God.
Yeah. There's a car show involved, an arts and crafts fair, a quiche tasting event that all goes along with it.
Love quiche.
Yeah, and the event is judged on how cool your boat is and how fast you are.
Man, just to kind of full circle on my feelings about preseason rankings, the capacity for humanity to come up with the dumbest things ever is infinite. You know what we should do?
You're not gonna watch the bathtub regatta?
We should get. I'm gonna watch a video after the show.
30th annual,
It's
baby.
like, hey, let's get in some bathtubs and race down a river, the Meuse River. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. And then after that, we'll do something even dumber. We'll rank college football teams before they've ever played a game.
They get to the finish line and then
At least the bathtub regala's got quiche
yeah.
and a car show. Preseason rankings got none of that.
So this year's theme is movies past and present?
Yep. And you can also get bonus points for having a design that represents the city of Dinant, which has like medieval architecture and apparently is where the inventor of the saxophone was born.
If anybody's got that's amazing. If anybody's got a bathtub with a 99 Lakers jersey as an homage to the movie Fletch, I'm rooting for that person.
All right, that is it for today's episode of Spears and Ali. Make sure you subscribe to the Spears and Ali podcast and check us out on YouTube. See you guys tomorrow.
Little League World
Steak
Series in an
sandwich.
hour.